What is going on, guys? It's Mekabre. We're back with yet another Destiny 2 video. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. We're going to be going into a build. Okay, I've done this in the past, but this is hopefully going to be a more consistent series that I do for the future. These videos have really 2 to 3 goals. The first goal, they need to be fast, they need to be efficient. You are going to have a lot of information thrown at you, so I highly encourage pausing the video, going back through, making sure you have the mods, you have the weapons, whatever you need to do to make sure you can replicate these. 2, well, I just said it. I want you to replicate these builds. These builds are meant to be used in whatever way you see fit. I might have a couple recommendations, as you'll see in this video, and hopefully others, but they are pretty crazy. That's the whole point of them, so I'm hoping that you guys, find the time to use them, or at least test them out. For today's video, it will be utilizing, well, a singular weapon, and no, you probably didn't guess it, but it single-handedly has broke Destiny more times than any of the devs would like to admit, and that is Telesto. I'd like to thank Chef for, randomly throwing this gun out as the one that I should build around, and that's what we did. We made a build around Telesto. Now, it's going to utilize a couple void things, it's going to be void explosions everywhere, and what are void explosions? Well, they're the color purple, and like I just said, I gotta come up, or well, I guess I didn't say, I was thinking to myself though. I gotta come up with a cool name for these. So for this one, it's going to be Purplosion, Purple Explosion, Purplosion. It's gonna be Telesto's Purplosion build. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of this video. There will be some strike gameplay at the end to show you how efficient it is. So, as I was saying, the whole point of this build is void explosions. Okay, everything's going to be exploding, everything's going to work with each other. All of these build videos are supposed to be that way, and this one, honestly, although it's my first, it's pretty good. So, for those of you who are curious, this is Season of the Lost. That's why particle deconstruction comes into play. We'll get to that in a second. For primary weapons, as you can clearly see, we have a couple of options. We have Horror Story, which is my favorite for the time being. The only reason I'm using this, and you may not even be able to get this, depending on Season of the Lost, Festival of the Lost, but is because it has demo. And that means all of these wonderful weapons are some of the best weapons in the game that can get it. Whispering Slab if you prefer a bow. Perhaps an SMG suits your fancy, or maybe a sidearm. The ignition code, I know, it has demo. It's also a grenade launcher. Double special weapon, hey, if you're into that kind of stuff. 2 of the best weapons that I highly recommend you try and pick up. I do not have these rolls, but Judgment, the hand cannon, and Trials of the Nine hand cannon that now comes from Prophecy can roll with both Demo in the left column and Osmosis in the right column. And then same thing with the Last Breath, which is a 600 RPM auto rifle. Those are your kinetic weapons that I highly recommend using. Really, anything with Wellspring or Demo on it as a kinetic weapon will work for this. I just chose Horror Story as a personal favorite. The whole build obviously revolves around our Telesto. This is what is important. This is what is going to be our DPS weapon. It's going to be our ad clear. It's going to be everything. If you do not have Telesto, however, do not worry. NULL Composure, which is much more accessible, can do more or less the same thing with Reservoir Burst and perhaps Fading Frenzy or Heating Up of your choice. This is the pinnacle/ritual weapon of last season. For our heavy weapon, we have a couple of options here. I originally started with something that was going to blow things up and be void, Memory INTERDICT, with Chain Reaction. It works, but it does Telesto's job, so why would I use it? So I changed it up a little bit, and I opted for either a Threaded Needle, perhaps, or even a Crown Splitter with Vorpal. If you're even feeling it, depending on whatever mods you're rocking, you could also choose to use a Void Rocket Launcher, such as Royal Entry, or even Bad Omens. These are all solid choices. Now let's move over to our armor and what we're rocking there. So, back when I was using Memory INTERDICT, this is why I have these. I have fire ammo finders on, a little bit of intellect. I have elemental ordnance. This is going to give us void wells for grenade kills. I'm rocking Doomfang just because of synergy. Gotta have fusion rifle loader, Reaping Wellmaker, which pairs nicely with Well of Tenacity. It makes us a little more resistant to damage. Obviously, as I had already stated, particle deconstruction, an incredible perk. Moving up, now we have a Scavenger. We also have Innervation, which allows us to get more grenade energy essentially with our orbs, and additionally Elemental Armaments, where weapon takedowns have a chance to create a well. in this case a void one. And then lastly, we have Font of Might, which makes our Telesto deal that much more damage, especially with particle deconstruction. This is very, very good for Telesto right now. But just overall, a solid weapon, or a solid perk. As I had stated earlier, we're going to be rocking Middle Tree and rocking Magnetic Grenades. However, Suppressor Grenades could easily be exchanged for this, so, you know, whatever suits your fancy. As for the Barricade and Lifts, you can see what I'm using here, but it's, again, whatever you prefer. So that is the video. I'm going to have a quick strike gameplay, or a little mixture of strike gameplay in the background playing. I hope that you guys enjoy, and I hope that you guys, you know, maybe try it. Let me know in the comment section down below what one you would like to see next, and with that, get back to grinding, you crazy guardians.